All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahakadash. I give double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the occupant, to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing truth and faith and sincerity. I honor brother Shema Allah from the Great Millstone Houston Camp, and this lesson is going to be entitled, We Will Receive Help from Heaven. Right, because there's some troubling times that are going to come upon the nation of Israel, which are the Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans. Right, because there's in the scriptures it speaks about Jacob's trouble. You know, it's going to be the time of tribulation. You know, the time, of demonization of the prophets. Right, you're going to have lack of food. You know, you're going to have the hour of temptation, which is the RFID microchip. You know, you see all of these people rioting, all of these things are being seen, right? If you pay attention, to the media, right? But that's just the beginning of sorrows. These things will increase, over time. Right? But if you have been doing what you need to be doing, right, in the spirit, you've been doing the will of the Most High to the best of your ability, man, you have nothing to fear. The Most High will take care of you. He will protect you. You are His, right? If you are of the elects, man, you don't have anything to worry about, right? You shouldn't let these things trouble you. You shouldn't let these things, to make you so afraid, right? Because ultimately what comes out of this, right, after everything is said and done, man, we'll be in our kingdom forever, right? And you won't have to ever worry about going through something like this ever again, right? Our kingdom is coming and we will rule in peace forever, right? But, this is Psalms 34:7. It says, the angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them, right? So the angels of the Most High are round about, surrounding those that fear him, The angels are everywhere, man. Just because you can't see them don't mean anything. They see you and they're watching you. Everywhere you go, the angels are following you, man. Making sure that you're straight, making sure that you're safe, making sure that nothing happens to you, making sure you don't get killed, right? They received that commandment from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right, from the Most High. He ordered them to protect you. This is Psalms 91. And 10, it says, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against the stones. Right? So there shall no evil befall thee. And it says, neither shall there any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Right? What plague is going on right now? You got the coronavirus or the COVID-19 that's going on right now. Right? You don't have to be afraid of that either. Right? The Most High got you. It says, there shall no evil befall thee. Why? It says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways, right? Charge. You give them commandments to keep thee in thy ways, meaning to protect you, to watch you. Right? They received this commandment from the Most High, and the angels don't disobey his word, right? They don't disobey his commandments. They do what is told them, right? And they will do it, right? They're going to do it. Right? They're going to carry out his orders. So the angels are protecting you at all times, man. You don't have anything to fear, right? Like I said, you got the hour of temptation coming up, soon, which is the RFID microchip, and Esau will present it unto you, right? If you are in this faith, if you're in this truth, that you truly believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? Esau knows who has been watching these videos, who has been going on the highways and the byways. Esau, he knows all of that, but you don't have nothing to fear, man, because you shouldn't fear denying his chip, right? Denying giving in to this system. Just like if you read about it, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? They didn't fear, man. They stood firm in their faith, right? Their faith in the Most High, right? They didn't let Nebuchadnezzar, fear them into worshiping him. This is Daniel 12, not Daniel 12, but Daniel 3 and 20, right? Because he wanted them to worship his golden image, right? Nebuchadnezzar. He wanted everyone to bow down to this image, right? When they heard the sound of the music, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? They did not. So he said he's going to punish them for doing this, right? It said, and they were Israelites, by the way. So this is verse 20. And he commanded, Daniel 3 and 20, he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace, right? So he was going to throw them into a fiery furnace to be burnt alive for not worshiping him. It says, therefore, wait, let me go up a little bit, because he told him what was going to happen if they didn't worship, right? This is Daniel 3:16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. Right? So they said, look, the Most High, he's able to deliver us. Right? Our power whom we believe and who we trust, he can deliver us from this fiery furnace, from this judgment or this punishment that you're trying to bring upon us. Right, it says, but if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Right, it says, but if not, hey, we still ain't finna worship you, bro. Nah, you can hang that up. That's out the window. Right, so let's go jump back down. Right, so they didn't let Nebuchadnezzar fear them into giving in. Right, verse 21 says, then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the men that threw them in, right, they got burnt up. Right, so it slew those men, so they was out of there. Right, they died by this fire. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire. They have no hurt. And the form of the fourth is like the Son of the Most High. Right, so he said, man, I could have sworn we threw 3 men in there, but it's 4 men walking around in that furnace right now. Right, and he said they have no hurt. Ain't nothing going on, right? They not in pain. They're not feeling this fire. Right? And he said he seen Yahushua in there with them, man. That's the Son of the Most High. So they received that help from heaven during that time, man. For keeping their faith. It says, then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire, and the princes and governors and captains and the kings and counselors being gathered together saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of the fire had passed on them. So, bro, it said the fire had no power over them, bro. Had no power over them. Right? Because Yahushua was sent to protect them. Right? But mind you, the dudes that threw them in there, they died instantly. Right? But it said, bro, you can't even smell the fire on these dudes. Right, with no damage done to their clothes or nothing. So the Most High it was like, bro, it was like the fire wasn't even in there. And he said, Nebuchadnezzar said he turned this heat up, right, so hot, hotter than it would usually be. And it still had no effect on them, man, because the Most High was protecting them. See, just like they received help from heaven, we will receive help from heaven. This is Daniel 12:1 says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. Michael being one of the archangels, one of the chief angels of the Most High, man. He said, at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. Right? Who's the Most High's people? The Israelites. Right? Read Deuteronomy 27:9. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as was never since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So, hey, the angels are going to be down here, bro, protecting us during this time, right? The time that it will be a time like never before, right? Jacob's trouble. Right? And it says, everyone that is found written in the book shall be delivered, right? That's the elect. So if you are the elect, bro, you have nothing to worry about. The Most High, he got you covered. Right? We are surrounded by angels, man. All we gotta do is believe and have faith. Yes, Esau, he's gonna come with us, come at us with his weapons. You know, he's gonna try to fear us, try to put fear into us, saying he gonna do this and that if we don't, take this chip. Right, that's the hour of temptation. But hey, just like Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, they didn't give in. They didn't worship this man. They didn't worship Nebuchadnezzar. So when that time comes, when we are presented with this thing, man, hey, deny that. Deny that. Don't fear Esau, bro, because we're gonna be covered, man. The angels are around us, right? Don't fear what he gonna do to you. This is Luke 12:4. It says, and I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. Right. So this is how Shai speaking. He said, look, hey, don't fear them that can kill the body, and after that, ain't nothing else they can do. Right? What can he do after you died already? He can't do nothing else to you. Right? The pain that you will feel will be short pains. And the Most High could put it on when you don't even feel it. It's like they didn't feel the flame. They didn't feel the fire in the furnace. This is Second Maccabees 15:7. But Maccabees had ever sure confidence that the Lord will help him, right? So this is Judah Maccabees. So he had confidence that the Lord will help him, right? We got to have confidence that the Lord will help us as well, right? And not lacking faith in that time, right? Because we're building our faith up for those times. So faith should get us through those times, man. That's why the scriptures say wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, Isaiah 33:6, right? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding shall be the stability of thy times. When you go to stability, right, it means faith. Our faith will keep us stable, will keep us sane, will keep us believing and knowing that, the Most High got us. Verse 8, wherefore he exhorted his people not to fear the coming of the heathen against them. Who are the heathen? Esau, Edom, man. He's a heathen, right? He's part of the heathen. It says, but to remember the help which in former times they had received from heaven, and now to expect the victory and aid which should come unto them from the Almighty, right? So remember in former times how our forefathers were helped when they received help from heaven, right? Remember that. Think upon this, because it's going to be the same for you if you're one of those men, right? If you're a man of the Lord. It says to expect the victory and aid. So you're supposed to expect that the Most High to basically intervene. You're supposed to expect that. You're not supposed to be like, what if he might not? Maybe, you're supposed to expect the Most High to pop up, right? To have his angels to pop up. The heavenly hosts, right? You're supposed to expect him to save you from whatever situation you in. Man, because it's been a countless times that when the Most High sent help down from heaven, man, sent the angels down, right? Daniel in the lion's den, bro. He made Habakkuk bring Daniel some food, so he can eat. There was a time when the Most High sent the angel down to basically, I don't remember the account, that much, but from what I can remember, the Israel's about to go to war, and basically the top general or whatever, he was talking a lot of shit, right? And the Most High, it say he sent the angel down into the host of the Assyrians, and he killed thousands of them. Right? It was a time when King David was running from his enemies, and the Most High, he sent the chariot down to get King David. That's powerful, right? And this is the same power that we serve, man. So you have nothing to worry about. This is 2nd Ezra 16. I'm ending off on this. At 74, "Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." So the days of trouble are at hand, right? You see all these things about to get ready to come to pass, but hey, the Most High said, look, I'm going to deliver you from this. It says, "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves." Right? It says, "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide." Don't be scared. All right? It said, don't doubt, just believe, because the Most High is your God. The Most High is going to take care of us. Right? So, with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the Akim and to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth and faith and sincerity. Shalom.